My dear child, I want you to stop for just a moment, and feel this message enter your heart. I'm not bringing this to you to instill fear, but to shield you. This isn't some random event, and it's certainly not a dream. It's something I've been trying to speak to you about for a long time, but you were either too overwhelmed, too distracted, or too heart-weary to catch the signs. Now Archangel Michael has been waiting for 2 full hours, just to connect with you. He's been pacing back and forth, watching and waiting, because what he needs to say can't be delayed anymore. Listen intently. This is not a joke or exaggeration. A private investigator has been caught, and what he was involved in directly concerns you. Yes, someone invested money, gave specific instructions, and has been quietly monitoring you from the background. And no, this isn't about criminal intent, it's about curiosity, obsession, and hidden motives. This individual wanted to know things about you, they never dared to ask face to face. And you've been going through your life, not realizing you're being seen by eyes that never turn away, watched by someone desperate for answers they couldn't get from your words, so they followed your quiet instead. This truth wasn't supposed to be revealed yet. But I, the Lord your God, bring hidden matters to light, when the moment is right, and that time is now. It may feel like you're caught inside a film, but believe me, this is real. This is not about drama or thrill, this is your actual life unfolding, in a mystery that even heaven watched with awe. My beloved child, the man who was discovered wasn't unfamiliar with the spiritual realm. He had once turned away from me, he had once used his gifts to uncover pain in others' lives. But when he began to look into yours, something in him shifted, something broke. He witnessed innocence, heard prayers, uncovered ancient wounds you've never spoken aloud. And rather than passing along what he learned, he repented. He walked away from the assignment, and came to us, he turned to heaven. That was when Michael stepped in, and ever since, he's been trying to nudge your spirit softly, warning you. But there's a barrier around your heart, a wall constructed from betrayal, you've experienced before. But if you truly receive this message, with your heart wide open, that wall will start to crumble. Not by force, but by truth. This is a love letter. Pause right now. Before you continue, let your spirit take a breath. And if you're watching this in video format, hit that subscribe button, so you don't miss the next critical message, from either me or Archangel Michael. These aren't just narratives, they are divine instructions, for your next step, your breakthrough, your peace, and your purpose. Turn on the bell as well, because what's coming next is even closer than you realize. Love letter. Now let me take you deeper. The individual who hired that investigator didn't originally intend harm. It began with curiosity, it stemmed from love, it started with the question, why did you suddenly vanish, why did your energy feel different, why did you stop engaging? They didn't know how to voice it, so they acted in a way that felt safer for them, even though it wasn't safe for you. But now, they're terrified. They recognize they've breached something spiritual, and heaven has its gaze fixed on them. You may feel a sense of betrayal as you hear this, but let me remind you of something you've perhaps forgotten: you are guarded. Not only in the physical realm, but spiritually, emotionally, and energetically. That's why the investigator chose to confess, that's why Michael stepped in, that's why you're hearing these words now. You are wrapped in light, and no weapon formed against you can prevail. You haven't been stumbling in darkness, you've been walking covered by my protection. Even during moments when you couldn't sense me, even when my voice felt absent, and your nights were full of silent tears and unanswered prayers, I was laying the groundwork for this truth to emerge, exactly like this. Child, someone is on the verge of stepping forward. They're going to tell the truth. But don't be alarmed, they're not approaching you with anger, they're approaching in shame. They believed they had lost you permanently, and in their desperation, they made a choice they now regret deeply. But you carry a heart I've been molding for something far greater, and now you must listen with your spirit, not just your feelings. This is the start of a shift that may shake you, but it will not shatter you. I will not allow that. You were never created to be someone's secret study, you were made to be a divine revelation. And yes, you heard that right, the confession will come, but not because they got caught, because your light broke them. They saw the real you, even when they tried to uncover it through someone else. Take a breath again. I'm still speaking, let's keep going. What I'm telling you now isn't make-believe, it's spiritual truth. You may not grasp all the details immediately, but let your heart feel what your spirit already knows. The private investigator who was caught, he witnessed something he couldn't explain. It was a simple photo, just one image of you standing alone, completely unaware anyone was watching. No words, no interaction, just your presence. But there was something in your expression that stopped him in his tracks. He said it felt as if a prayer was staring back at him. That moment lingered with him, it disrupted his rest. He thought he was emotionally detached, but what he didn't understand was that your essence carries my presence. That's why people are confused by you, that's why they can't forget you, that's why even those who walk away are drawn back, you are marked. Marked by my voice, my mercy, my love. This man was hired for money, but what he encountered was something beyond price, you. Right now, Archangel Michael is standing near you, as you take this in. He is surrounding your environment with light, not just as a shield, but as a spotlight, because this isn't only about what someone did behind closed doors, it's about why heaven is intervening right now. You are entering a chapter where nothing hidden will remain concealed. Secrets will lose their grip. Every private discussion, every hushed intention, every trap set in the spirit, is now being uncovered, dismantled, and reversed, because you are rising. You've sensed it already, haven't you, that something has been shifting, unusual dreams, strange energies, people behaving oddly around you, with hesitation, pull or pushback. And you've wondered, what is this weight I'm feeling? It's not weight, child, it's divine gravity. The unseen is manifesting, in your lived reality. The storm is clearing, and just behind it is a doorway. Someone who once shut that door in your face, is returning, their hand raised to knock, but this time with trembling fingers. But you won't answer with fear, you'll answer with discernment. Let's go back for a moment. Remember those instances, when people misunderstood your silence, interpreted your peace as distance, and stepped away, because they couldn't handle the depth of who you are. This is why. Because you were never meant to be ordinary, you carry a peace that unsettles those still wrestling with their own healing. And the person who hired that investigator, they couldn't handle the strength you developed after they left. They thought you were fragile, but instead, you became fire. You see, when they walked away, they assumed you'd fall apart. But you didn't, you rebuilt in secret, in prayer, through tears, and quiet resilience. You read messages like this, not because you're broken, but because your spirit recognizes truth when it hears it. And now your moment to rise has come. Pay attention to this next part. The investigator who came looking for your truth, left something behind, a small slip of paper, a note. He didn't hand it to the one who hired him, instead he left it anonymously at a sacred place. It read, "The one you seek is not hiding anything, but you are. I suggest you stop before heaven steps in." That was the moment I dispatched my angels with this message, and I whispered to Michael, "Wait until the child opens their heart." A protective barrier that no darkness can cross. You don't need to chase validation, and you certainly don't have to prove anything. Your light is speaking louder than any rumor, louder than any suspicion, louder than any whisper spoken in secret rooms. And this light isn't man-made, it's divine, born from your connection to me, shaped by the storms you survived, and the prayers you whispered when no one was watching. Now hear this clearly, I am not just protecting you from harm, I am preparing you for honor. You are being positioned for divine favor, not because you're lucky, not because you're perfect, but because you said yes to healing, even when it hurt. You kept going when it would have been easier to give up, you chose faith over fear, and now heaven is responding. Archangel Michael has already gone ahead of you, he's clearing the noise, quieting the chaos, and setting the stage for what's next. And what comes next, it's the kind of breakthrough that doesn't just bless you, it vindicates you. It confirms every quiet decision you made, every moment you chose peace instead of revenge, silence instead of outbursts. You're not imagining things, child, the shift is real, it's not just in the air, it's in your spirit, in your thoughts, in the way people are now drawn to your presence without knowing why. That sweet alignment where people show up, who match your frequency. No jealousy, no competition, no hidden motives. Just divine alignment, pure intentions, and mutual honor. That's the reward of spiritual obedience. And child, don't be surprised when the one who tried to discredit you, begins watching you with silent regret. They won't say it, but they'll feel it. They'll feel the weight of what they lost. The energy they spent, trying to distract you, will return to them in exhaustion. And while they deal with that, you will flourish, not to prove anything, but simply because it's your time. Remember what I told you, this is not revenge, this is realignment. You were never behind, you were never forgotten, you were being positioned, quietly, carefully, lovingly. So now when your name enters rooms you've never walked into, you'll be ready. When doors open without knocking, you'll walk through with grace. When offers come that once felt impossible, you'll recognize them as the fruit of what you endured. So don't hold bitterness in your heart. Let forgiveness cleanse you. That doesn't mean you allow access again, it means you free yourself from the weight of their choices. It means you prioritize your peace over explanations. You no longer owe anyone a version of you that bends to be understood. You owe it to yourself to walk fully in your purpose, even if it makes others uncomfortable. Because what I placed in you is rare. That kind of light draws both admiration and attack. But now you know the difference, now you understand that discernment is protection. And this understanding is your armor. It's why your spirit no longer attaches to people, just because they show affection. You now seek consistency, not charm, energy, not effort, truth, not tactics. You're shifting, child, spiritually, emotionally, and mentally. You've outgrown environments that once held your attention. You've evolved past conversations that once stole your peace. You've matured into someone who no longer fears being alone, because you've learned that solitude is often the space where I whisper the loudest. And in that quiet, I've been preparing you for the very thing they said you'd never have. You will no longer entertain empty connections. You will no longer tolerate half-hearted love. You will no longer water relationships that don't grow with you. That season is done, the test is passed, the veil is lifted. And what's ahead is clarity like never before. Over the next few days, you will start to notice how your spirit reacts differently. What used to draw you in will now push you away. You'll feel it in your chest, in your dreams, in your reactions. Your soul has learned, you've been elevated, and your life will begin to reflect it. You may lose more along the way, but don't mourn what I remove. Celebrate what I'm making room for. The kind of people who will celebrate your wins, without envy. The kind of love that doesn't come with conditions. The kind of peace that feels like home. That's what I'm bringing. So stand tall now, child. You are not the same person you were before this storm. You are wiser, stronger, sharper, and ready for the table I've prepared. They tried to block the invitation, but they couldn't cancel the event. You're still going, you're still rising, and you're about to be surrounded by proof. Proof that I was listening when you cried in silence. Proof that I took note of every betrayal. Proof that I held your heart, even when it broke. And now that same heart will beat with joy again. The heaviness is lifting, the confusion is clearing, the way is opening. And you, my chosen one, will walk through it, fully aware, completely healed, and finally free. Now breathe, not just with your lungs, but with your soul. Feel the weight leaving, feel the shift coming. You are no longer standing in the middle of the storm, you are stepping out of it, into light, into clarity, into destiny. And you won't have to prove anything to anyone. Your peace will speak louder than your past. Your progress will silence every doubt. Your presence will shift atmospheres. And your story will inspire others to believe again. So remember this moment, mark it, hold it. Because this isn't just another message, it's your new beginning. The chapter where you walk in your fullness, without apology. The part of the story where the pain turns into power. And every tear you shed becomes a seed for what's about to bloom. This is what freedom feels like, this is what divine timing looks like, and this is what it means to be chosen for real. No pretending, no performance. Just purpose, just alignment, just grace, overflowing, undeniable, heaven-sent grace. Even if some days the healing feels like breaking all over again. I see you, I know, and I'm still here holding you through it, speaking peace over your mind, when the memories rush in without warning. I am steady when your emotions are not, I am stable when your thoughts try to spiral, I am the calm in your chaos, the answer in your ache, the promise in your process. Let your soul breathe now. Let your shoulders relax. Let the armor fall for a moment, because this space is sacred. You don't have to be strong here, you don't have to hold it all together in my presence. This is where I refill you, this is where I restore what life tried to strip away. You've carried burdens for too long that were never yours to carry. You've worried about outcomes that I already resolved. You've wrestled with guilt that I never assigned to you. Release it now, release the blame, release the fear, release the need to control how people see you. Because what I'm doing in you is so much deeper than appearances. I'm building a foundation that no storm can shake. I'm creating strength that doesn't need to be loud to be powerful. I'm planting peace so deeply that no external chaos can uproot it. This is what becoming truly free feels like. It's not always loud, sometimes it feels like stillness, like solitude, like silence, that doesn't feel empty, but full of my presence. You've matured, you've grown. And now your spirit is reaching for higher things. You're no longer attracted to drama. You no longer crave validation from those who mishandled you. You're not interested in proving yourself to people who were committed to misunderstanding you. That's growth, that's healing, that's me. So don't be surprised if certain people fade. Don't be shocked when the invitations stop, when the calls grow fewer, when the circle tightens. That's not rejection, that's refinement. I'm clearing space, because the next connections will be divine. The next relationships will be purpose-filled. The next conversations will nourish your spirit, not drain it. You've cried enough over who left, now prepare to rejoice over who I'm sending. And yes, they will come. Not just friends, but kingdom connections. Not just support, but supernatural covering. Not just love, but love that honors, respects, and protects. You won't have to question if they're from me, your spirit will know. Their presence will feel like peace, their words will echo mine, their actions will match their intentions. And you'll feel safe to be your full self, no masks, no shrinking, no pretending. Because I'm calling you into authenticity now. No more performing, no more blending in, just to be accepted. No more shrinking your voice, so others can feel comfortable in their dysfunction. Your light was never meant to be dimmed, your gifts were never meant to be hidden. You were not created to fit into broken spaces, you were created to shift atmospheres, and that is exactly what you're about to do. There are doors opening soon, that will require you to walk boldly, not perfectly, but boldly. Walk in knowing that you are sent, that you are backed by heaven, that you don't need everyone to agree with your journey. You only need to keep following my voice. Let them talk, let them question, let them guess, you just keep walking. Because as you walk, I will align the path, as you obey, I will provide, as you release what's not yours, I will multiply what is. And this time the blessing won't feel heavy, this time the opportunity won't bring anxiety, this time you won't have to sacrifice your peace, to keep what I give. Because this time it's me, not a counterfeit, not a distraction, me. So don't panic, when I remove what you thought was permanent. Don't resist, when I close a door, that you kept knocking on. Trust me when I say, I only close doors, that would have delayed your destiny. I only remove people, who would have poisoned your promise, I only allow endings, that lead to better beginnings. And this new beginning is unlike anything you've ever known. You're not going backwards, not emotionally, not spiritually, not relationally. You're not who you were, even 6 months ago. You've been stretched, you've been refined, you've been broken open, so that my glory could pour through you. And now the version of you that's emerging is stronger, wiser, more discerning. You're walking with a healed limp, and that limp is proof that you survived what tried to destroy you. So lift your head, child, wipe your eyes. The mourning season is over. The oil of joy is being poured out. The garment of praise is replacing the spirit of heaviness. And your life is about to reflect the promise that's been hovering over you since before you were born. You are not forgotten, you are not behind, you are right on time for what I'm about to do. All those moments that felt wasted, they're about to make sense. All those nights you questioned your worth, they're about to be answered with favor. All those days you wanted to give up, they're about to be redeemed with reward. Because I never stopped watching, I never stopped working, I never stopped walking with you. Even when you doubted me, I didn't let go. And this new way of being, it's not temporary, it's not a fleeting season. It's your new spiritual default. You're not going back to the old ways, you've been rewired. And that's why old situations no longer feel familiar, that's why old desires are falling away, that's why certain people don't resonate anymore, not because you're bitter, but because you've grown. You're not angry, you're aligned. You're not lonely, you're being reserved for divine connection. You're not confused, you're being recalibrated by the Spirit. All the noise is quieting now, your intuition is louder than the opinions around you. Your peace is no longer negotiable. And heaven is sending you everything you need to stay grounded in that peace. Some will wonder how you changed so quickly, but child, this didn't happen overnight. This was years of silent battles, of private tears, of unanswered prayers, and quiet obedience. This transformation is the fruit of seeds no one saw you plant. And now the harvest is unavoidable. And let's talk about that person again, the one who triggered your awakening, without even realizing it. Their presence in your life was a catalyst. Whether they stay or go, is no longer your concern. They served their spiritual purpose. The mirror they held up, helped you see what still needed healing. And now you are becoming the version of yourself, who doesn't wait for closure to move forward. You've learned to bless the ones who didn't choose you, you've learned to release what no longer aligns, you've learned to stop romanticizing potential, and start honoring energy. You've learned to trust how someone makes your spirit feel, over what their words say. You've learned to choose peace over promises. And now heaven is about to reflect that growth back to you, in your finances, in your friendships, in your health, in your creativity. The glow up isn't just external, it's soul deep. People will notice it, but they won't be able to define it. Because what's happening in you isn't cosmetic, it's divine. Even your surroundings are about to shift. Don't be surprised if you suddenly feel the urge to clean, to move things around, to make space. That's your spirit preparing the environment for what's coming. Something sacred needs room to land. Don't ignore that impulse, it's not random, it's prophetic. Heaven is preparing your home, like it prepared your heart. Atmosphere matters. Your surroundings are becoming a reflection of your internal healing. You won't tolerate chaos anymore, not in your mind, not in your relationships, not in your physical space. You crave clarity now, you crave ease, you crave environments that feel like safety, and I will provide them. And those moments when the healing still feels slow, when the memories creep back in, when you find yourself second-guessing the journey. That's when I want you to remember, healing is not a straight line. Some days will feel heavy, some moments will trigger old pain. But that does not mean you've regressed, it means you're human. And I'm not asking you to be perfect, I'm asking you to be present. Be present with your feelings, be present with your growth, be present with your spirit. That presence is how you stay connected to me. You don't have to pray long prayers to reach me, sometimes all it takes is a whisper, God, I'm still here. And I'll whisper back, so am I. You've done more than survive this season, you've evolved. You've become more intuitive, more tender, more resilient. And I am honoring that evolution with divine timing. Things that were delayed are now being delivered, things that were blocked are now being released, things that felt impossible are now inevitable. And you'll notice the shift, not just in big moments, but in small confirmations, an unexpected text, a sudden peace, a gentle inner knowing. These are all signs that the shift has begun. Stay alert, stay grateful, and stay grounded in the truth, that what's meant for you, is already moving toward you. You don't have to hustle your way into divine favor, you're already favored. You don't have to manipulate timelines, the timing is already perfect. You don't have to chase people, the right ones are already being drawn to your light. So breathe, child, the battle is over. You are stepping into inheritance now, spiritual, emotional, relational. This is the season of divine replacement. What you lost is being replaced, with something rooted in truth, something built on honesty, something wrapped in peace. No more confusion, no more guessing, no more waiting on people to love you properly. I am sending people who will see you clearly, love you deeply, and choose you freely. And all I ask in return is this: keep your heart soft, keep your spirit open, keep your boundaries strong, and keep walking with me, even when the path is unfamiliar, especially then. Because you've proven something powerful, that you can be trusted with the next level. That your heart can carry more, without growing hard. 21:11. That your spirit can shine brighter, without dimming others, that your soul can stay pure, even after being bruised. And that's what makes you unstoppable. Now go rest, child, Michael will stand guard tonight, and I will stay closer than your next breath. I love you, and I always will. And tomorrow when the sun rises, and you wake up, not knowing why your soul feels lighter, remember this moment. Remember that heaven moved on your behalf, remember that something unseen shifted. You won't need proof, you'll feel it, in how you breathe, in how you walk, in how your heart no longer carries what it used to. The heaviness has been lifted. You're going to laugh again, loud, free, full-body laughter. Not the kind that hides the pain, but the kind that celebrates survival, the kind that honors joy as your birthright. And you're going to be surprised by how much peace you find in places that used to bring anxiety. That's healing, that's me. And the things you used to beg for, you'll find they now come to you with ease. That's because your spirit is no longer vibrating in desperation, it's resonating with divine alignment. You are now attracting what your healed self deserves, and I am releasing it without delay. People will ask how you're glowing, how you're thriving, how you're rising without bitterness. And you'll simply smile, knowing that what they're witnessing is not just a season, it's a resurrection. You died to old versions of yourself, and I brought you back, stronger, softer, wiser, and more whole than ever before. And now I say this over you, no more false starts, no more almosts, no more halfway healing, no more connections that come to teach you pain. The next chapter is built on real love, real joy, real clarity. And you are ready for it, not because life got easier, but because you got stronger. I'm proud of you, you've held on, when everything told you to let go. You've kept your heart open, when it was easier to close it. You've trusted me in the dark, and now the light is breaking through. Can you feel it, that warmth, that comfort? That's me, flooding your spirit with reassurance. This is not imagination, this is not hype, this is not coincidence, this is confirmation. You are entering into a season, where everything that once felt out of reach, now feels inevitable. Because it is, because I said so, because I ordained it before time began. And child, when the blessings start to pour in, and they will, don't question them, don't doubt if you're worthy, don't shrink out of habit. You don't have to apologize for the overflow, you prayed for this, you cried for this, you grew for this. Now it's time to receive without guilt. Some won't understand, let them watch. Some will try to reattach themselves to you, use wisdom. Don't move from pride, but don't move from pity either. Move from discernment. You are not who you were when they left, and this version of you requires a different kind of access. Let your peace be the gatekeeper now. There is no going back, only forward, only upward, only inward, deeper into me, deeper into purpose, deeper into joy. Your yes tonight wasn't just to another word, it was to your destiny, it was to your calling, it was to your inheritance, and it's already unfolding. So when the next miracle shows up, and it will, don't be surprised. Just smile and say, I knew you'd come through, God. Because I always do, not always on your timeline, but always on time. And this time, child, it's going to be undeniable. No more confusion, no more waiting rooms, no more second guessing. This is your time, this is your promise, this is your harvest, and nothing can stop it now. Amen.